The National Pension System, or NPS, is amongst the lowest cost retirement investment options that are currently available in our country. As the name suggests, the purpose of the scheme is to help citizens accumulate money towards one's retirement that can then be converted into a post-retirement monthly payout, which is popularly known as pension. Now, we've already featured a few popular videos on NPS on this YouTube channel where we have looked at the product's construct, its taxation, benefits, and we've even had a video on the best NPS managers whose links are available in the description section. And so in this video, we shall be focusing on the post-accumulation stage of NPS, that is the pension part, as we examine the factors impacting your monthly pension amount, what's an annuity, the different types of annuities offered, the annuity providers, pension calculations, and much more. Let's begin. Traditional pension schemes like the ones offered by the central and state government or the EPS have predefined contribution amounts and a specific formula to calculate the post-retirement monthly pension. In that context, the national pension system is different because the amount accumulated by the subscriber depends on two key variables. That is the contribution made and the returns achieved, which are its key differentiators as compared to traditional pension plans. In a nutshell, the NPS allows a subscriber to invest any amount as long as it is over 500 rupees per year, which then grows and accumulates over time to a significantly large corpus. To equip this, NPS offers a combination of 4 different asset classes ranging from equities to government securities to corporate debt and alternative investment funds. NPS allows a subscriber to decide the proportion in which these assets should be allocated over one's portfolio with some fail-safes, which also makes the return derived from this scheme variable and non-guaranteed. But with a little common sense, every subscriber can achieve NPS returns that are high and significant as compared to traditional pension schemes. This corpus accumulation is the most important part of NPS, and the higher corpus one accumulates, the higher pension can one strive for. An annuity is a financial product which is typically offered by a life insurance company. The way it works is that one would purchase an annuity by paying a lump sum amount of, say, 50 lakhs or 1 crores, a bit like a fixed deposit, and the insurance company would provide the purchaser of that annuity and or his family members a fixed monthly income for a specified period of time. Formally, the individual or individuals who are eligible to receive this annuity payout are known as annuitants. Now, this monthly amount that is received by an annuitant will differ on the basis of the type of annuity chosen and the annuity provider. More importantly, once an annuity is purchased, it becomes a bona fide contract, which means the rate of return gets locked in and does not change during your pension receiving period. In other words, when one buys the annuity, the buyer exactly knows how much amount is going to be received and until what period or event will the money be received, making this product a lot like a fixed income product. Now, from the perspective of the national pension system, the rules require that the subscriber invests at least 40% of the accumulated corpus to purchase annuities. Of course, one can choose to apportion a larger part of the corpus and maybe use up to 100%, which then allows the subscriber to receive a higher monthly pension. Also notice that I'm using the terms annuity and pension interchangeably because that's how the average investor tends to use it. But there are slight differences in these terms, and if you want to know more about this, then do access a resource link I've shared in the description of this video. Additionally, if you want to calculate how much you need to invest every month in your NPS account to maximize the amount available for annuity purchase, then do access the ET Money NPS calculator and try out various combinations around your investment amount, rate of return, and of course the duration of these investments. While annuity providers continue to innovate on the products front, our research has put forth 4 different types of annuities which are currently being offered under the national pension system. The first annuity type is a life annuity without return of purchase price, which is like a basic bare bones version. Under this plan, subscribers or annuity buyers will receive a monthly pension during their lifetime, and upon the death of the subscriber, these monthly payouts will stop. The second annuity type is life annuity with return of purchase price. Now notice here that there are two parts to this annuity plan: the life annuity part and the return of purchase price part, which can also be abbreviated as ROP going forward. Now the life annuity part works exactly like the basic version. That is, the NPS subscriber shall receive a monthly fixed pension until his or her death, thereby ensuring a steady income in the post-retirement years. The second part, that is the with return of purchase price part, means that upon the death of the annuity buyer, the price at which the annuity was originally purchased shall be paid back to the nominees as lump sum. To put it more graphically, in the life annuity without ROP plan, the lump sum money paid by the subscriber is shown in blue, while the green bars represent the pension that is paid by the annuity provider until the death of the subscriber. And in the case of life annuity with ROP, there are two inflows, the first being the monthly pension and the second being the purchase price that is given to the nominee upon the death of the annuity buyer. Now what's important to note here is that the monthly pension that the annuity buyer receives depends on the plan that one chooses. So if one chooses the life annuity without ROP option, then a higher monthly pension amount is paid by the insurance company as compared to the annuity options with ROP. This is an important consideration when deciding on which annuity plan one needs to go in for. The third annuity type is the joint life annuity, which comes in two variants. One is without ROP while the other is with ROP. In the first scenario, that is without ROP, the annuity buyer or subscriber receives monthly pension payments during his or her lifetime, and upon the demise of the subscriber, the spouse continues to receive the pension benefit. Once the spouse also expires, the contract terminates and the monthly pension payout is stopped. In the second scenario, that is joint life annuity with ROP, upon the death of the annuity buyer or the spouse, whichever happens later, the annuity's purchase price is additionally paid out to the designated nominee. The fourth and final type of annuity is family income, which is largely an extension of the joint life annuity plan that we just discussed. In this case, after the death of the annuity buyer, the spouse will continue to receive pension for his or her lifetime, and after the spouse demise, the dependent mother followed by the dependent father of the annuity buyer will receive the monthly pension. Needless to say, if all the eligible annuitants were to expire, then the monthly payouts would be stopped. Now this plan too comes with and without ROP and a with ROP option, so you might want to check the pros and cons of each of these. In fact, life insurance companies are continually coming up with more and more options. Inflation adjusted monthly pension, return of balance purchase price, partial pension to second annuitant, etc. So if you want a more updated portfolio of annuity options, do access the life insurance company's website for more details or talk to your life insurance agent. Most life insurance company websites have an online calculator that not only helps understand the benefits offered but also calculates the rate of return from different annuity options. In fact, we did this exercise in November of 2021, and the table here shows the return rates across some of the authorized annuity providers for different types of annuities. Notice here the difference in rate of return between different annuity providers, with a player like LIC offering a much lower return when compared to a big private insurer like HDFC Life and Bajaj Allianz. A second point to note here is the difference between the without ROP and the with ROP option, which comes to a return difference of 2.2 to 2.5%. So these two factors, that is the choice of annuity provider and the type of annuity plan, is something all subscribers will need to be mindful of when selecting where to invest their NPS corpus to receive monthly pension. In fact, as an example, one can see in this table how a combination of different annuity providers and annuity plans can make a huge difference in the monthly pension one can receive. Of course, please do note that annuity rates are not fixed, and insurance companies do change these periodically depending on external factors like interest rates, equity risk premium, expected inflow, etc. Also remember, income received as pension is taxable in some cases, and you might want to read up some articles on that, including computed and uncomputed pension. And with this, we come to the end of this video. So to put it together, there are two parts to your retirement plan that should concern you. First is the accumulation part via NPS, which requires you to determine the amount you can contribute, and the asset allocation part. And secondly, there is the post-retirement part where you need to narrow down to the right annuity plan and the right annuity provider. This is not easy to do and neither is it difficult, but if you have any additional questions for us, then do type them in the comments box below and we'll definitely try to answer them. Thank you for your time. Do subscribe to the ET Money YouTube channel. Tap on that like button and I look forward to catching up with you next week on another insightful video. Until then.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.